Stop what you doing. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, hit that like button, put the Dolph emoji, and let me know where y'all from. Finesse2Tymes got arrested for some crazy reasons, man. We found out that it might have had something to do with the 25 people who got hit up at his concert in Little Rock, Arkansas. That's right, man. When 25 people get hit up, of course they're gonna arrest the dude that's on stage because he brought it together. And this was a bad situation because everybody was waiting in line at this Finesse2Tymes concert. The whole entire hood showed up. This is Little Rock, Arkansas, man. This is in the Chitlin Circus, so a lot of people, they saved their coins and everything to make it to this concert, and as soon as they got there, it was hours and hours of waiting in line. So many people inside. The venue was packed. Everyone was waiting around, buying the drinks. Then all of a sudden, Finesse2Tymes and his crew start showing up one by one. They walking into the venue. They come into the backstage. They start going into getting the VIPs lit. They start checking up on the sections and the bottle service. Make sure everybody doing all right. Then the DJ, he hype everybody up. They start playing the music and everything like that. Everybody having a good time. Finesse2Tymes brothers there. They didn't have to try to finesse and do a switch out, a whole bait and switch like the last time. So Finesse2Tymes, he jumps on the mic. He starts going in. He does his famous songs. Everybody's singing along and everything like that. Then all of a sudden, somebody pulled the strap with the switch and just starts spraying in the entire concert venue, man. I'm talking about everybody hit the floor. Finesse2Tymes bodyguards, they jump over him. They push his head down, instantly walk him right away towards the exit line, the fire exit. Everybody starts rushing everywhere. People get hit. People start dropping. I'm talking about 25 people, man. And I want to send my condolences to all the people who was affected by that concert, man. That's 25 people. And I also want to send my condolences to Young Dolph. If you rocking with Young Dolph, hit the comment section, man. Put the Dolph emoji in the comment section. So what you got to understand is that the feds looked into this super. They wanted to make sure who Finesse2Tymes came with, did any of them have the strap, did they have any beefs causing people to come here and try to target them, because it put a whole lot of people in danger and in harm's way, and they trying to get this whole situation straightened out. So what we hearing from the sources is that basically after Finesse2Tymes and them left that concert venue, the feds was already outside. They wanted to interview and interrogate them. They pulled up to their hotels. They tried to get an interview from Finesse2Tymes bodyguard to see exactly what was going on. Who did they argue with when they pulled up to the venue and they were walking in? When they pulled up to the valet, you know it's all type of people outside. Everybody taking pictures. It's people who are going to try to say a word or two to try to get you to throw you off your course and everything like that. So it was people trying to like send shots at Finesse2Tymes, and they was yelling at him. They was arguing with him about something that might have happened from their past. You know, at that time, a lot of people was figuring out that Finesse2Tymes paperwork was coming out. And so maybe at that time some people knew certain things, and maybe the dudes that was all up in the paperwork might have showed up. And so this is where the feds start looking into everything. They start reviewing all the footage. Everybody that called 911, they recorded the calls. Everybody that made the call, because they had to call and say the person they came with got hit up. Some of the people left the venue and they were riding on the highway, made sure to get at least a mile or two away from the place before they called and said, I'm hit, I'm hit. And people had to come and pick them up. Ambulance had to pick them up off the curb of the road, man. This whole situation was crazy. And you know that they're not just going to let the dude get off. Look what happened to Travis Scott. All them people at his concert, and he get busted basically. Same thing with Finesse2Tymes. 25 people get hit up at a rap concert. They're going to blame the rapper. They're going to try to get the rapper. Even if they don't have anything to get Finesse2Tymes in from doing something at that concert, that's why they stirred up and conjured up that 2018 warrant that they still had left. A lot of times they might leave a little warrant on there, leave a little something on there so that they could get you later, because they know that you might have more info on more entire things, man. And so when they came after him, this was one of the reasons, man. A lot of people were thinking that, oh yeah, out of all them 25 people that got hit up, they want to make sure somebody held accountable for this, because people might have lost, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people might have lost their lives and everything like that. So what you got to understand is that they trying to make sure they get whoever's responsible for this. They trying to find the shooter and everything like that. And the first step that they got to do is they got to talk to Finesse2Tymes. They got to talk to his bodyguards, make sure that they can clear their names. Then they're going to try to figure out the hard part. Who in the crowd started this whole thing? Where did it come from? What section? Can they find the flash or the muzzle in the dark of this whole entire room? But everybody was posting their Instagrams and their Snapchats, so they got all the footage from all these people who was going to the club, posting on social media, posting online, and they recorded a lot of stuff. They might have recorded the two dudes that walked in there trying to cause trouble, man. And you got to remember, the security team knows who was having a hard time getting in or not. When people come to the show and it's a long line and you got to pay money to get in, you don't have a ticket, a lot of the street dudes, they might get mad about waiting in line. They might get mad about how they hit the capacity or the dress code wasn't met or all of these little rules about the venue. And so it could have caused a lot of people who already was on edge. They were just trying to pull up for the party scene. They didn't really care about Finesse2Tymes. Then they found out that they couldn't get in, and that's when they started causing a whole lot of problems. They tried to fight the security guard team. They tried to fight Finesse2Tymes' bodyguard when his whole big Suburban truck pulled up, and him and Lil King get out the back and start walking in through the entrance where it's gated off and they got the red carpet. The dudes came to the barrier and they was right there trying to snatch Finesse2Tymes' chain. They was trying to swing, saying, "Hey, tell him to let me in." And he was like, "I can't do nothing for y'all, man. I'm just here to do my job and perform, man." And so a lot of these dudes that they basically got turned down at the door, or they had an argument already, or they were doing way too much and they basically got into way too much altercations to where they had to get kicked out of the whole line. Them the dudes that could have spun back around and did something. Either that or they had to have been direct ops of Finesse2Tymes or somebody that seen they ops at a party. Y'all got to be careful out there going to all these rap concerts, going to all these parties, man. Somebody's always there for the wrong reasons. You understand what I mean, man? Somebody could be there looking for somebody else, and then you could get caught up in the mix of it, man. This is never anything that's worth it. When you waiting out there for hours and hours in line for the rap concerts and the rappers come in late, and the whole show only really lasts like an hour long, man, because they're not going to be up there all night. They got their own parties to go to. And so this whole entire thing, man, it caused people to be there, sit in ducks. It was so many people, then the wrong crowd started coming in, man. When everybody shows up to something and it's a rap concert, this is where you got to make sure the security is on point. They could have had a lot more security guards. Maybe a lot of people was complaining that they should have had more security so that they could check and pat down people more faster and get them through the line, because the metal detectors weren't working. Obviously, because how could the guys have gotten in with the strap if the metal detector was there? This is why some people wanted and everything. People could pay off security. They could slip the security $100 bill, a C note, a blue strip, and tell him to let me go through. And he might not wand him down. He might not pat him down all the way, but he might finesse it because he wants that money. That's what the security is there for. At the end of the day, they just getting paid to be a person that's there to put people through the whole system and move them into the venue and make sure that nothing happens. And so somebody could come up with bread and be like, "Hey, let me get into this." And then they go in there. Next thing you know, they start turning up. Everybody getting turned up. Everybody getting way too lit. They start making the wrong decisions. Somebody stepped on their shoes. They start barking at this dude. Next thing you know, they pull the strap and the whole venue gets sprayed down. That's how it could have went down, man. A lot of people said they saw the two dudes running from the back towards that side exit, and the security guards were chasing after them. Once they get all the footage of this whole thing, once they get done talking to all the bodyguards and all the witnesses and everything, they basically gonna figure out who the two dudes were. But in that meantime, they want to make sure that they control what Finesse2Tymes is doing. They don't want to have him do another pop-up concert and have the same thing happen at that one. So what they trying to do is basically limit it and put a little limit on it until they can figure out what happened and what started this whole entire thing. Then once they get it cleared out, then they gonna stop messing with Finesse2Tymes and let them get back to the shows. But you gotta understand, man, they trying to put all of these rap concerts under control, man, because a lot of people was popping out all summer looking for something to do, and finally everybody back out again. And so you gotta understand, when it's all everybody having fun and it's all good, that's usually when something bad is about to happen. So continue to keep your head on the swivel. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled wide open, man, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for all the updates.